Welcome to Pep Talk and Pickleball, the podcast where we explore empty nest life, health, fitness, and nutrition, all with a side of pickleball fun. I'm your host, Jill Lewis, your guide through this exciting phase of life. As a certified faster way to fat loss coach and fellow empty nester, I'm here to share insights, interview experts, and yes, sprinkle in some pickleball talk. Join me for weekly doses of motivation and laughter as we navigate health, happiness, and pickleball passion. Grab your paddle, join the conversation, and let's dive into Pep Talk and Pickleball. Welcome back to Pep Talk and Pickleball. This is your host, Jill Lewis, and you just have me today. I thought we would catch up on what's been going on in my life down here in Florida and just chat. Are you cool with that? So I don't know. I would love to know, what are you doing when you're listening to this? You know, when I listen to podcasts, I'm typically either out on a walk or sometimes I'm working out. Usually I like to listen to music when I'm, fully immersed in a workout. But usually if I'm walking or maybe biking, I'm listening to a podcast. Or if I'm in the shower, I might be listening to a podcast. And I love listening to podcasts like while I'm getting ready, just kind of doing mundane activities. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. Even sometimes when I'm in the grocery store, I wear my AirPods and I'm listening to podcast then. So anytime you see me, you can just think, well, Jill's probably listening to something. If it's not the Kelsey Brothers podcast, which I'm obsessed with, then it's something to do with health and nutrition. Either way, whatever you're doing, or maybe you're driving. Sometimes I do when I'm driving too. Honestly, though, if I'm on a long distance drive, I would rather listen to an audiobook because that just makes a drive go by so fast. Anywho, let's chat about what's been going on. Well, a lot of pickleball, as you can imagine, because I'm down in Florida. That's what I do down here. It's so fun. If you listened to the podcast last year, you know that when I'm in Florida, my community has a pickleball court that's like a mile away from my house. Not a pickleball court. It has 8 pickleball courts and it's right by the fitness center. So I can ride my bike there. And any morning from 8:30 to probably 11:30, there's always people out there that you can just put your paddles in and play with. So that's a lot of fun. And I was thinking I'm going to pull up an article I was reading about pickleball that I thought you might find interesting as well, that Apple actually announced back in October that pickleball is now the most popular racket sport when it comes to their Apple Watch users. Isn't that interesting? So this is from an article that I read on thedinkpickleball.com. They have a really nice newsletter that comes out if you're interested in pickleball. It's thedinkpickleball.com. And they were just talking about how it was, I think July was when the pickleball participation outpaced tennis, making it the most popular racket sport among Apple Watch users. So the research found that both sports were popular across the ages and more popular for men than women. On average, players who logged at least 10 pickleball workouts were older than their counterparts in tennis. So most of them were, I think it was 51 versus 45 years of age. And the pickleball had a higher female participation rate. And it was pretty interesting because they researched the health benefits that were tracked. So researchers found that while tennis workouts saw higher heart rate peaks, pickleball workouts were slightly longer than the tennis workouts. So they were on average 90 minutes versus 81 minutes respectively. And then the article said pickleball saw greater variability in time played. The average peak heart rate during pickleball workouts was 143, slightly lower than tennis, which averaged 152. I haven't really paid much attention to my heart rate when I'm playing pickleball. Sometimes it gets way up there, but not terribly often. Typically for me, like my pickleball is all about fun, active ways to get my steps in. And it makes my mind work, makes my body work, and it's just more fun than just walking every day. So I've said this before, it doesn't take the place of my workout per se, but it's the additional just makes activity getting those 10,000 steps in a day. That's always my magic number, but maybe for you, it's 8,000 steps. It just makes it so easy to hit that number. So mental health was also tracked. The research didn't merely focus on the physical aspect of these workouts. It also delved into their impact on mental well-being. Throughout the study, optional mental health surveys were used to track participants' moods. And the results, according to the dinkpickleball.com, said that it was really impressive. Tennis players were 51% likely to score a 3 or above on this specific test that indicates a reduced level of depression. So a score of 3 or above would trigger deeper mental health evaluation by a professional. So this was a good thing. And then in the case of pickleball, that figure even jumped more to 60.1%. So in pickleball, in tennis, it was 51. The figure jumped to 60 in tennis, underscoring the sport's profound impact on reducing feelings of depression. I mean, pretty cool. Also, pickleball is more popular throughout all 4 seasons, meaning that pickleball players are willing to play in inclement weather, whether it's really cold or really hot. More pickleball players will withstand the, nasty weather to play. We're not deterred, and that does not surprise me at all. This did surprise me. The most popular pickleball state, I don't think you'll guess this one. Utah. Okay. So it barely outpaced the state of California, but those were for 1 and 2 most popular, for Apple Watch users where they were coming from. So anyway, the biggest takeaway from all of this is that Apple is not yet ready to make a pickleball emoji, which, can we all not agree? It is time. We need the pickleball emoji, stat. I use the ping pong emoji, but it just doesn't feel right still. So we need a pickleball emoji, Apple, ASAP. Anyway, health benefits of pickleball, obviously, I love it. It's awesome. But I think it's really cool. The mental part of it, it has to be not only just you're getting outside, you're getting that natural vitamin D, you're getting the endorphins from the exercise. It's the community. Pickleball is by far the most inclusive sport I think I've ever participated in. And the community, everyone's smiling. Everyone's happy 99% of the time. So speaking of pickleball, I have joined a lot of leagues, 3. One is an informal league here in my club, a lot of ladies getting together on Wednesday afternoons. And then 2 others are formal ones that I joined last year. I played in a ladder league up in Punta Gorda. And so I'm doing that one again. And then I'm doing another one during the day that's just a round robin. So I was really excited to last year I was a sub and it was this whole thing, trying to get in with these ladies. This year I get in. First night I show up, I had family in town and I was like, you know what? I have to play in this ladder league. I can't miss any dates. I get up there and they're like, oh, and by the way, it's not going to be a ladder league. It's just going to be round robins. I'm like, okay. I probably wouldn't have joined it if I knew that, but a ladder league, if you don't know, is you get into, you have a foursome that you're playing with, and you and these 3 ladies will play 3 games. So you'll rotate partners, the 4 of you, you will play 3 games. So each one of you gets to play with each other and you keep your score individually. And whichever 2 has the higher scores, they're going to move up the ladder. The 2 with the lower scores are going to go down the ladder. And that's how it rolls. And they keep track of this every week and you just keep going. It's pretty fun. I'm super competitive. I really enjoyed that last year because I am super engaged and there just were some fun games. Well, this year they're just doing a round robin. So but Wednesday mornings and Thursday evenings, I'm doing that. Wednesday afternoons, I'm doing another one. So it's safe to say I'm getting plenty of pickleball in. Randy has not been playing much with me or at all because he's not enough hours in the day. He's working and then he's, likes to golf. So I have been trying to get out and golf with him. That's something that has been one of my goals this winter is to get back into the swing of things. 2 decades ago, 20 years ago, I was playing golf. Randy and I even played in some couples tournaments together. We even won a couples tournament. We won the Kokopelli couples tournament in 2002. Yes, June of 2002. And so it's like, I know the ability is in there. We just got to bring her back out. Golf is tough. Golf is tough. You can't just lay off for 20 years and think you're going to pick it right back up. So I've been trying to play. I've got some really sweet ladies that are letting me play with them, even though I shoot astronomical numbers, but I know the rules of the game, and I'm always making sure that I'm not slowing anybody down. So that part I feel comfortable with. I just wish I could, not be the worst person out there. It will get better. That's all I can say. And I'm even turning my scores in, getting my GIN number so that I can get a handicap. I mean, who is this? I know. Your girl is serious. Golf and pickleball. And then trying to coach my clients and get my own workouts in and walk my dog, and it's a wonderful life. What can I say? Okay. So yeah, I'm playing in those. I'm not playing any tournaments. I was going to play with one of our guy friends in a mixed doubles, but that one got canceled. And then my club down here in Florida is having a club championship, and I'm going to be out of town. I'm actually really bummed about that, because that would have been a lot of fun. I had another lady that asked me to play, and that would have been a good time. But the Faster Way leadership conference is that weekend, and so it's just not going to work out. But what are you going to do? At our courts down here in Florida, so we have 8 pickleball courts, and one of the courts is specified as a challenge court. So where I live in Illinois, we don't have a challenge court, but a challenge court is you and your partner. You put your paddles in the box, and you can go out there and play. And if you win, you and your partner win, then you get to stay on the court. And then other people put their paddles in the box, and it's like they can challenge you. And if they win, then they stay on the court, and you got to come off. And then the next people that are up for the challenge court come in. If you win, you can keep staying on and winning, but you can only win 3 times in a row, and then you have to come off. So it's a lot of fun. I typically love to play on that. We have a lot of really good games that way. But if the other 7 courts are just open play, where we have a paddle stacking, you put your paddle in line and the next 4 go. And that's how that works. So, it's been getting pretty busy. The last 2 Saturdays down here have been packed on Saturday mornings, where you're actually having to wait. That's the first time I've ever remembered that. So pickleball is very popular right now in Florida. I had a nephew that came and visited this past weekend, and he's 17 and he's an excellent pickleball player. So we played a lot of games. We were 6-0 on the challenge court. I have to say, we were pretty proud of ourselves for that. So yeah, that's all been going really well. I did have one lesson too, and the lesson was really interesting. It's nothing like I've ever experienced with a pickleball lesson. Really, the big takeaway that I got from him was, this sounds crazy. Every time I hit the ball, he wants me to say the word yes, every time. So, and when we're practicing dinking, we're practicing rally shots, whatever, every time, serving, no matter what, every time I hit the ball with my paddle, he wants me to say yes. So there's reasons for it. So I'm not like yelling yes, but anytime that you say yes, you are exhaling for one, so you relax more. It's just like when I used to teach body flow, I would always tell my participants in my class, like, when you exhale, when you're stretching, like, lengthen your exhale, because that relaxes your body. You're going to get a better stretch. So it's just kind of the same concept. So if I say yes, I'm going to exhale on that saying yes, and I'm going to swing through. I'm not going to be so jerky. I'm going to relax a lot more. First of all, it's very affirming. It's just an affirmation. It's a very positive thing to say. So there were some other little tidbits that he said about it, but it actually really worked. So yes, yes, yes. So we worked on that. And it was a fun lesson, but it was just really different. I really liked his style. And there are some things I still want to work on, though. And I don't think I need a lesson for this. It's just practice. My drops have been garbage. Like, my drops are they're really high. So that's not good. My partner always gets gets the brunt of that. So got to work on the drops. And another thing I want to work on is, so you're dinking cross court with your opponent, and you're dinking and you're dinking and you're dinking. And then if I do okay at spreading my opponents out, but then I need to be able to drive it down the middle when that opportunity presents itself. And I'm never really good at that. I don't trust it. I'm always afraid I'm going to just drive it right into the net. So I kind of keep the dinking going longer than I need to. Anyway, that's kind of what's going on with my pickleball. I had an injury though. Did I tell you that on here? I think I talked about it on social media. I hurt my back like maybe 10 days to 2 weeks ago. I hurt my back. It was a major bummer. It was really silly on my part. I'm actually, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see this. I'm sitting with my Supernova. This is from Rogue Fitness. It's a foam roller. It's like a softball that's really funky. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's Rogue Fitness. Look up the Supernova. Maybe it's Supernova 2.0, but I'm not sure. Anyway, this is my foam roller. I'm sitting this behind me. So I think it's a combination of, I was incorporating my, some incline walks. I was started playing golf again, plus doing playing more pickleball than I had been. Just a lot more active. I call this Camp Veranda down here. I'm very, very active. And then doing my normal workouts, I was like, man, I was feeling amazing. So I decided one day I'm going to add, it was supposed to be a rest day. I decided to add just a fun extra leg day workout. Nothing crazy. I wasn't doing crazy heavy weights. I thought I'm just going to do a lot of reps. I decided I was going to do 50 squats, 50 deadlifts, 50 step-ups. That was my plan. So I had the Smith machine was available. I did 50 squats on the Smith machine. And can I just say, I don't like doing squats on that anymore. It makes my back feel funky. There's something about just being so upright where I like, a natural squat. You kind of dip forward a little bit. I don't know. It just had me in a weird position. I could tell that my back wasn't feeling awesome. Then at the Smith machine, I decided I'll just do the deadlifts here. And I'm doing them and I'm like, my glutes are not engaging. I'm feeling this solely in my lower back. Did I stop? No, I just kept going because I'm an idiot. And, sometimes even coaches need a coach nearby or somebody to go, what are you doing? But, I let my ego get in the way and I just kept going. So I could tell right away when I stopped, that was not cool. And, yeah. So I really suffered, pretty bad the next 2 days. I couldn't do much at all and was really kind of getting like a little low. It was cloudy and rainy those 2 days here. And so, the funny thing about when you work out and you exercise, when you can't, you feel awful. So for those of you listening, like if you don't work out and you think, how would I ever get addicted to that? Oh, you can. You absolutely can. I felt terrible and I was in a grouchy mood and just was so mad at myself. So what did I do? Well, I totally rested. I walked. That was it. I did some light stretching. I foam rolled on the long tube foam roller. And then this one I just showed you. I iced it for 4 days. I like on and off a lot for 4 days. I have some ointments, like some essential oil ointments, topical things that I was rubbing into it. I scheduled a chiropractor appointment and I scheduled a deep tissue massage. I worked on my posture while I was sitting, I did all the things I could. Really sitting is the worst for it. That's what makes it irritated. That's why I'm sitting with this behind me to remind me to sit up straight and have really nice posture where my hips are right, like my shoulders are directly over my hips. So I went to that chiropractor down here that my mom goes to. He just adjusted me. It wasn't anything great. I really was hoping to do some more things that would, I don't know, like some machine to kind of stimulate it, or I'm like a TENS unit, something, because I could tell it was a muscle issue. Maybe some dry needling would be amazing. If I was up in Illinois, my guy up there would definitely be dry needling this, and that's, I think, what it needs. but oh well. So then I finally was able to get in to get a massage, and that was like amazing. That helped a lot. So today was my first leg day back, and I had to check my ego at the door, and I had to go lighter on my weights, which was a bummer because this was so in the faster way. If you do the gym version, we have the home version and the gym version. Well, the gym version, we've been doing progressive overload style workouts where we keep the same workout. This is on the gym versions. You keep the same workout for a month. So my leg day workouts every Saturday are going to be the same for 4 weeks. And it's progressive overload in that like the first week, you're trying them out. And then the next weeks we're hopefully kind of be able to add on a little more weight. But I like it because I know the workout. I know exactly what's coming. I know my form, and it's just kind of fun to see like where you started at the beginning of the month and where you end up. And this leg day workout is legit. My husband and I are like, okay, we're kind of glad that this one is going bye-bye after this week because it was really hard. So I got through the workout, lowered the weights like on my Bulgarian split squats today. I did not even do weights. I just worked on form and range of motion. And sometimes that's all you need to do. I mean, I was dripping with sweat by the end of it anyway. So it was great. So I feel like I'm back. It's not perfect. I'm still foam rolling it a lot and stretching it a lot, doing a lot of pigeon pose, doing a lot of quad stretching, doing a lot of glute stretches. And but anyway, I know what to do and it's all good. I think what's really important is that you know your body and listen to it. And when you get joint pain, low back pain, don't ignore that. Like that is just not the way to go at all. So one thing I was wanting to talk about, this is like, I don't know, I really didn't even want to address it, but this time of the year, a lot of people are focused on weight loss. So a lot of people I DM women on Instagram like all the time. I'm in a lot of communication with a lot of different females. And, a lot of women are doing the whole Ozempic, Wegovy, the semaglutides, the injections, the weight loss injections. So I get some people asking me, what are your thoughts on those? And I just wanted to kind of quickly address it and tell you my 2 cents without you getting offended, hopefully. First of all, this might surprise you. I mean, I think it's between you and your doctor, I'm not a physician, so I can't speak on what is in your best benefit when it comes to medication. That's something that you have to speak with a trusted medical doctor about, okay? What I can say is I think if you are somebody that is just doing it for like you're overall healthy and you're just wanting to lose like 10 to 20 pounds, I think it's silly. I think you're looking for a quick fix and you are. And I think you're not going to be on it for your whole life. And so I feel like you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. You're trying to do this quick fix. And in the long run, we don't really know what that's going to do to you. We don't know what those side effects are going to be. And so I just think, why not take an extra few months and do it the right way? That's my thought on that. But I mean, if it's like a medical reason, someone that's very obese, someone that's borderline diabetic or is diabetic, I mean, there's a lot of like, what is that word? Comorbidities when it comes to obesity. Obesity is a serious thing, no matter what like Lizzo and the body positive community is saying, I'm all for body positivity. Trust me, I really am. But if someone is technically obese, that is unhealthy. I don't care what you say. I mean, that is going to cause issues on your body. If it doesn't cause issues with like your blood sugar and diabetes, it's going to cause joint issues for sure. There's only so, your heart is everything has to work much harder when you have that much extra weight on you. So yeah, I think getting the extra weight off, if that's what you and your doctor, if your doctor believes that that's the best thing, okay, fine. If it's just a quick fix because you have a class reunion coming up this year and you want to drop 15 pounds, I think, girl, come on now. We need to have a talk. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, that being said, say you're doing it anyway, whether it is medically necessary or not. What my only concern is, are you getting any type of nutrition or like advice on workouts and keeping muscle on your body? You know, I've talked so many times about how muscle is the fountain of youth, and muscle is going to keep you young. Muscle is going to keep you independent as you age. And I know, like, when you're 50 and 60 years old, like, that seems so far off, but it's not. You know, it really is not. And so I do worry because I see the women that are doing it, and I'm like, their bodies start to look like a noodle, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, but you need some muscle on your body. So, and in order to have muscle on your body, that takes consuming protein and consuming macros, eating food, and you need to be lifting weights. So I still think, like, for me, I've talked to women, you know, I have clients that are using the weight loss medication because their doctor suggested that, but we're working in conjunction, we're working together. I can make sure that they are eating enough protein, that they know what type of workouts that they need to do that are going to help them further, like, maintain the muscle mass on their body and not lose it. Because when you lose weight so quickly, you're not just losing fat, right? You know that, right? You're losing muscle as well. And then what is going to happen? So for some people, they may have to be on this their entire life, but for somebody that can't afford to be on it their whole life or doesn't want to be on this medication their whole life, at some point when you titrate off of it, if you haven't done the work on eating, like what to eat and how to exercise, then we're going to have issues because your body's going to get really used to, you know, maybe living at 800 calories a day. And then if you get off of the medication at some point in time, I don't know how long. I mean, none of us know. None of this is all so new. We don't know the side effects and how long all this is going to last. So at some point in time, once that's worked its way out of your body, you'll be hungry again. And then when, say, you start eating 1,200 calories a day or 1,500 calories a day, which is still quite low. You know, I mean, 1,200 calories a day is, to me, I would gnaw my arm off. But, you know, your metabolism, if you haven't been strength training, is going to be so low that it's going to be very easy to put weight on. Does that make sense? So it's just a concern, you know, I think it has to be addressed. A good physician is going to absolutely be monitoring your food intake, how much weight you're losing. It's not just going to be something like, here's your medicine and go off with your skinny self. You know, the way it's done correctly and the way that I work with people is that the doctor prescribes it, works with the doctor, and then you work with somebody. I mean, I don't know, shameless plug, but someone like me to make sure that we are tracking your food. We're making sure that you're eating enough, and we're making sure that you're doing these strength workouts so that you can maintain. You're not going to build muscle when you're in that deep of a calorie deficit. You just can't. You're not going to build muscle, but hopefully we can maintain the muscle that you do have. Anyway, you know, I think if you're somebody that's just looking to lose a few pounds, I'm talking like 20 pounds or less, I think the best way to go would be learn to eat enough food, good, healthy food, learn how to exercise, learn that it doesn't have to be so overwhelming. I think it's easier. I think it's going to take a little bit longer for sure, but you don't have any risks of side effects. And I'm all for that. But, you know, I'm somebody that is like, I don't love medication. I don't like taking Tylenol. So of course I'm not somebody that's going to be like, yes, you know, I think it's great for everybody, but no, I do think for sure it's okay for some people. You got to work with your doctor. You do you, boo. And don't say I didn't warn you about the muscle loss and making sure you're eating enough food. So did that answer that? I hope so. I hope so. Anyway, but yeah, I am thrilled to work with anyone that is either is on the medication or is coming off of the medication or whatever, because no judgment, you know, I mean, for real, like I can tell you my opinions, but like I will fully say that whatever you and your doctor decide, I'm going to believe that that is what was best. That was the best decision for you, you know? So anyway, speaking of best decisions, listen to what I've been doing. I didn't do a dry January but I did a damp January. And now, first of all, down in Florida, that is like a real pat on your back situation because all these retirees can party like rock stars. However, my husband and I are trying to, drink less. I think I talked about this a year ago. And you've heard me say alcohol does not love me at all, and especially wine, which I used to be able to drink no problem, and I enjoy it very much, but it just is not serving me well at all. So I've been experimenting with some non-alcohol wines, the NA wines. And down here in Florida, we have the Total Wine stores, which are huge, and they've got all different kinds of alcohols and wine and whatnot. And then our Whole Foods, by the way, I keep messing with my bangs. If you're listening, I'm glad you can't see me, but I'm in a real crossroads with these bangs. Like, I can't decide if I'm going to grow them out or not. And I need a hair trim, but I'm like, is it at a point now where I can grow out and just have some, bangs that kind of go out to the side? Or do I want to keep my full on bang? I don't know. Anyway, okay. Back to the non-alcohol wines. Whole Foods down here also I was able to find. So there's one in particular that I kept seeing on TikTok, and I'm not 100% sure I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Gießen or Gießen. Giesen is the brand. It is a very inexpensive bottle. One bottle is 100 calories. The entire bottle, like normal size bottle of wine. They have a Sauvignon Blanc and there is a Rosé. And they're okay, No, first of all, let me tell you, of all the non-alcohol wines I've tried, none of them have knocked my socks off. None of them have been like, oh, this is amazing. No. But these are decent. I guess that's the best thing I can say is like, yeah, that was decent. I mean, in a pinch, okay, here's the thing. Through the week, there are times when I come home and it's just a habit. I like opening the bottle, pouring it, having the stemware. It's just this habitual thing. It's almost like this placebo effect. I mean, I just like the process of it. So for something like that, it works. For me, every non-alcohol wine I've tried, it's a note of, it's slightly vinegary or more of a vinegary taste than I would prefer. Not terrible at all. It's just, it's just okay. But it works. It kept me through the week, especially, or even on the weekends, having a glass of that. It really worked. The other brand was called Shirley, Surely. Okay, like sure, Ly. Not the name Shirley. And I probably liked that one maybe a little bit better. Again, little bit on the vinegary note to it, but it's more expensive, of course. And I think that one was about $20 a bottle, where the Gießen or the Gießen brand was about $10 to $15 a bottle. So again, on that, the first one, I wish I could know the pronunciation, but 100 calories for the entire bottle. And I think the Sauvignon Blanc is the one that was really popular on TikTok. It was sold out every time I went in. I went to multiple Total Wine stores and they're like, we can't keep it in stock because it was dry January and everyone's doing that. And it was going viral on social media. Well, I went into our Whole Foods and they had it there. So if you are someone that lives in a metropolitan area and you have a Whole Foods store, lucky you, and you can go try to find that there. Surely was not sold out at any of the Total Wines. And I have to say, the sparkling rosé I actually liked. I enjoyed that one, thought it was very nice. And I even kept it, how you can't recork the original cork when you pop it off of a champagne bottle. But I just kept it in the doorway of my refrigerator for like 2 or 3 days and it never went flat, kept its bubbles. It was really good. That was probably my favorite one, but I really like a sparkling rosé or a Prosecco, things like that. Is it as good as Prosecco? No, but it worked. And those were my two favorite ones. I have tried some non-alcohol spirits. I just haven't found one that I can recommend to you. And I have like a huge bottle of a non-alcohol. It's supposed to be kind of more like a tequila. I would just rather just have the plain like LaCroix without that in there. I would rather just have LaCroix and some, or like any type of sparkling water with some limes, and that's it really. Yeah. So I haven't really found one that I love. If you guys have a non-alcohol, like a liquor or tequila, vodka, any gin, any of those type things, let me know which one, and I would love to try it. I think it's nice. Like I said, it's not that I'm never going to drink again. I still do. I just am trying to not drink as much because I sleep like so much better. I sleep so much better. I don't get hot and sweaty in the middle of the night, and I wake up feeling great. And that matters more to me now. And I think just getting older, more mature, like I can still have fun and dance my tail off, without a buzz. Like I'm good. I feel like I'm still a good time. So don't not invite me over. I'll still have a cocktail. I just won't have, 3 or 4. So yeah, those were the 2 brands, the Geisen, Giesen, or the Shirley, Surely. And again, I liked the sparkling the best. And I'm open to trying some more as well. So if you can reach out to me, you can always email me, jilllewishealthco@gmail.com, or message me, even better, on my Instagram. Always active on Instagram at Jill B. Lewis. And I would love to chat with you about it there. All right. Well, I hope you have a fabulous week. Hope the weather is good where you are. And yeah, next time we get together, what are we going to chat about? Oh, I know what we're going to chat about coming soon. I want to get my mother on the podcast because my mom has a birthday coming up. And it's not like, she has her Travis Kelce birthday coming up. So without saying the number, you know the number, right? So yes, she has a birthday coming up, and I don't know, I'm always just so impressed by her and how active she is and what a great attitude. And I think you guys would all learn a lot from her. So maybe that will be the next episode. We'll see. All right. Goodbye.